we're saying congrats to the Bengals.
Now
For
you can hear me. Now you can hear me.
now. Okay.
Yes, yes. All right, I'm about to
Yeah, I
clip
was
all
just
this out.
explaining to them that what you were saying was that Matt Stafford is a loser, and that was the main takeaway from the games today.
Yeah. Look, man. Look. Okay, you guys can hear me now. You can hear me. It says B, you're good now, Jose. Okay, now we're getting the thumbs up. Now we're getting the thumbs up. Now we're getting the love. You know, I don't know why in our bigger streams we always have audio problems. You notice that? That's a theme here. That's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you guys want us to have a clean start, a clean opening, you're gonna have to help us get a producer. And how can you help us get a producer? Right below B, $ LBHT show. That's our Cash App, all right?
Right there.
Also, that pin link that you see up there in the chat, that's what we use for our super chat, okay? Either way, whether it's that Streamlabs or the Cash App, you can click on that link, leave a donation. We will read your comment on air. You'll get a nice little animation above us, all right? Also, the Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT show, all right? We have a $3 tier, $10 tier coming back soon. That was a popular tier because we gave away a coin. But we got another one coming up here pretty soon. All right. All right, Suge, you can hear us now. You can hear us.
Okay.
King of Pooh says, there we go. Noah says,
yeah,
hey.
So to just start off, we were saying, congrats to Cincinnati for getting by Kansas City today, or beating Kansas City in Kansas City in overtime, 27-24. It was a great win for the Bengals. I mean, just a ridiculous and unexpected turnaround, right? It's 2 years since Joe Burrow was drafted number 1 overall. He tore his ACL his rookie year. They come back, and now they're in the Super Bowl. So, amazing turnaround for Cincinnati. But we did want to start with the game that just ended, the 49ers and the LA Rams. The Rams won that one 20-17. A hard-fought game. 2 very, very talented teams. That's the one thing that really stood out, is you got a lot of really talented guys on both rosters who play extremely hard every single snap. And they oftentimes are let down by their quarterbacks.
Hey, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because Sharon says she can't hear me. She might just be behind the stream. I'm not sure. But give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure the audio levels are fine now. I'm going to read a comment here. Oh, D Weezy's in the house. Says, Matt Stafford made me money on 2 separate plays. D Weezy, baby.
What he won't tell you is those were turnover plays.
All right.
Well, one of them was anyway.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. J6 says Higgins plus Chase plus Boyd plus Mixon plus Joe Burr. Pick your poison. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We're getting the thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sharon will catch up. She'll catch up. My bad, guys. That was my fault, Sharon. That ain't your fault. That was my fault. Let's see here. What else we got? Noah says, I stay hustling. Listen, man. Listen. We got Look, we're trying to make this viewing experience the best possible for you guys. All right. So we definitely, we stay trying new things. Sometimes it works. Sometimes, we got some hiccups. But as you keep rocking with us, man, we'll smooth all this out. Don't worry about it. King Hook says, I feel bad for Debo. Hey, man, he balled out. He's young. He'll get some more shots at it. Look, Trey Lance, I think, is going to be their future. I think he's going to have them in this same situation,
Yeah, I think the problem with San Francisco, and this could be off base, right? But it's just the way that they strike me is that, Kyle Shanahan's doing a really good job there. They've put together a really good roster. John Lynch is doing a pretty good job as well. But Kyle's just not a closer in these big games.
Right.
They always just come up a little bit short. And listen, if you're coming up short in the Super Bowl, you're coming up short in the conference championship game, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a question of how many times you're going to come up short and stick with him. It's like the old Chargers with Marty Schottenheimer. You're not going to, you at 14-2, you get to the playoffs, you're one of the most talented teams in the league, but you don't cash it in. The team is only going to allow that, a certain number of times.
Okay. All right, Shane. She says she can hear me now. That's what's up. Shout out to you, Shane. Thanks for coming through. Tony Hendo's in the house. It says, fellas, what's up with you, Tony? Deep Mahmood says Kyle Shanahan has now blown 3 double-digit leads in either a conference championship game or the Super Bowl. He needs to overcome that before he can get out of his father's shadow.
All right. To be fair, he wasn't the head coach in the Super Bowl, but I agree with you, obviously. Okay, yeah. We did get a donation from Suge. Okay. I'm sending this in to turn Brodny's mic back off. Great day of football. If you are not part of the LBHT Discord, you are missing out. We hung out last night talking about the Royal Rumble. LBHT crew isn't just Ravens and Panthers. Thank you so much, Suge.
Thank you. If you want to be awesome like Suge, you get that animation right above us, man. Just hit up. You can hit up either the Streamlabs that's in the pinned comment, or hit up B's Cash App right below B right there. $ LBHT show. Right, that's how we do super chats here. So look, Stafford. What I was saying when I was muted was I give him credit for getting to the Super Bowl, but he wants full credit for me. He's got to win the Super Bowl. All right, he's got to win the Super Bowl. Look, Jared Goff got to the Super Bowl. All right, so I mean, like you're supposed to get to the Super Bowl with this kind of talent. You're supposed to. It's expected. The teams that are left,
superstars on both sides of the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Rams are expecting to get to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are expecting to get to the Super Bowl, right? I think since I don't think anybody else expected it, but I'm sure they had their expectations. I'm sure they believe in themselves. They're highly talented. When you have that kind of talent, you have different expectations. So, look, the Chiefs fell short. We can get to that game, I guess, now. But listen.
Well, no, I mean, we go over the Rams and 49ers a bit. I mean, like you're saying with Stafford, to get that full credit and kind of shed that label that he has among some people, us included, you have to play well in these games.
Yes.
Like he didn't play well today. He had a horrible interception early. He tried to throw the game away late. I mean, he threw up just an awful pass that Jaquaski Tart just dropped.
He dropped it.
Otherwise, the Rams aren't going to the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know. I don't know because there's a couple of dropped interceptions on the other side too. I mean,
there were. I mean, Jimmy G is not a good quarterback.
That's what
I'm just saying. Like at that point, if Jaquaski catches that ball, they go back out there with their run game and they run the clock out.
Yeah.
Or at least attempt to, right? But like you said, Jimmy G, he threw one directly to Jalen Ramsey that Jalen Ramsey dropped as well. These guys didn't play well. It was almost comical when the announcer said, that they're coming back out and it was going to be up to Jimmy G to lead them down the field to tie it or win, because nobody watching thought that was going to happen. And listen, he was under pressure. There was basically a free rusher right up the middle, which is incredibly difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
So I don't expect him to make a play in that situation. But you can't circle out and then just kind of throw the ball blindly out towards the sideline while you're being dragged down to the ground.
Yeah, because what down was it? It wasn't fourth down. Okay, you don't want to take a sack there. Obviously, you don't have much time. But man, if you're not going to throw it away, man, just go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go down, but. That's our criticism with Jimmy G. I know, we put out a little YouTube short, and I know 49ers fans, they didn't want to hear it. Our older brother, he's a 49ers fan. He calling us haters, right? But look, Jimmy G is what he is. Like I know every 49ers fan watching that game. You can stick up for Jimmy G. You can defend him all you want. When the Rams went up, and you need that go ahead touchdown. Right, or not even touchdown. You need that field goal to at least tie it. You didn't feel good about that.
No,
obviously, you're just sitting there like, oh man, if every quarterback that was there, that's the one that you don't feel comfortable going down the field and tying the game. And D Weezy has donated to us. Shout out to D Weezy. I'm gonna bring this back up.
Thank you, Dad.
He says because the Packers not in the Super Bowl. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And you see, guys, I brought that back up. That's one of the benefits of doing a highlighted comment, as opposed to a super chat. Super chats, if we miss it, it's gone. But we can bring that back up anytime. All right.
But yeah, like you're saying, like even with Stafford, right, in that situation, like Stafford is a very talented quarterback.
Yeah.
And you can have that expectation on this team. And I mean, he's done it this year, that he'll make those plays to get them what they need. With Stafford, it's just not an every time thing.
Right.
Right. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, like, nah, man, as soon as the 49ers got that ball back, every 49ers fan knew they were going home.
Let me read a couple of comments here. Let's see. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, I feel bad thinking about Lamar's situation in Baltimore compared to these other young QBs that are set up for success. Yes. Listen, there's going to be some for anybody that's new here. First of all, if you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button. All right, we close to 1,000. Go ahead and help us out with that. But if you're new here, we cover a lot of Ravens and Panthers talk on here. You're gonna see a lot of Ravens fans on here. We view all this stuff through the lenses of Ravens and Panthers fans. So there's gonna be a lot of Ravens references here. But yes, with Lamar. Listen, I hope. I mean, he hasn't signed his contract yet. All we can do is speculate why he hasn't signed it. But I hope he's looking at what's going on here and saying, "Man, my team ain't doing enough. Until they do enough, I'm not signing them. Right? I'm not signing with them. I gotta hold their feet to the fire. So hopefully that's what it is. Can't See Ghost says the Ravens front office put on notice today. Shaking my head. The Bengals are now the kings of the North. Yeah, well, they were the kings of the North before today. They won a division.
But, and again, with this game, it's kind of what we talk about with Baltimore all the time, right? Neither run game really got going today. But Deebo Samuel went out there and he had 72 yards receiving and a huge touchdown before. I mean, he got blasted over the middle thanks to Jimmy G.
He did. He came back,
and he did come back. But I mean, it's you're kind of not the same at that point in the same game. But he showed up and he did his part. You look at the Rams, Cooper Kupp, who was the top receiver in the league this year, 11 catches, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Odell Beckham, who they traded for mid-season, who a lot of people like to call washed up, who's Baltimore doesn't need him. Oh, look what he did in Cleveland. A lot of Cleveland fans talking about he sucks. Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't Baker's fault. 9 catches, 113 yards. So even if, Stafford is not making all the plays, and to be fair to Matt Stafford, they dropped a back-to-back touchdowns early in that game too. Cooper Kupp dropped one. And then one of their rookie wide receivers rookie receiver dropped one in the end zone as well, like the next player or a couple plays later. But Kupp and Beckham came back and they made the plays that they needed to make to win that game.
Yes.
And, that's the one thing that all of these teams have in common that are left or that were left today. They all have playmakers who they can rely on to step up in big situations.
Yeah. Look, there was, there used to be a saying, a lot of people on Twitter and just like a lot of Ravens Twitter would say about when we talk about getting wide receivers here, a lot of people point out, the top wide receivers, they don't win Super Bowls, right? How many top wide receivers win Super Bowls? You can't point to any, right? Because you look around the league and look at the top wide receivers, the star wide receivers. A lot of them didn't have rings, but how far back are we talking? Because Michael Irvin got all the rings, Jerry Rice got all the rings, right? And that was never really true, what they were saying. But people kind of pointed out, and there's a small time where these top wide receivers weren't getting rings. Well, guess what? Let's take a look at the Super Bowl. You got Cooper Kupp, and you got Odell on one side, and you got rookie Jamar Chase, who has all the yards, and you got T. Higgins on the other side. So
T. Higgins, who's a little bit overlooked because he didn't hit 1,000 yards as a rookie, but I think a lot of that was because Joe Burrow missed half the season.
Yes, yeah.
He was over 900 yards as a rookie.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, this ain't your grandpa's NFL, and your grandpa's NFL, they wide receivers got rings too. So I mean, you need weapons at the end of the day. You need talent. And again, if you're new here, we like to say the hashtag defund the defense, which means put offense as a priority because that's just the type of league that we're in right now. Doesn't mean let your defense completely fall apart, but make the offense a priority, because when you're down 21-3, defense can help get you back in it by slowing down the offense, but you still got to be able to put up points.
Yeah.
So let me read a couple more comments here, B. Big Reg, what's going on? He says, can we give the Bengals DC his flowers for the second half game he called against the Chiefs, only giving up 3 second half points? Yeah, that's how you make an adjustment. Yes, absolutely.
Well, and I think that, they did a great job with that, no question.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of what happened to the Chiefs in the second half and why they didn't end up winning that game was Pat Mahomes played a terrible game. Mm-hmm. He was awful in the second half stretch in that game. Yeah.
The second half.
He decided that he was going to play hero ball every single down. He would drop back. They weren't blitzing. They weren't bringing a lot of pressure, right? And he had time, and people weren't getting open because they were playing coverage.
Yeah.
And, whenever pressure came, he would do I'm going to spin out and run around and see if I can make something happen. And he took a few sacks doing that. He really hurt the team a lot doing that. And at the end of the game, I think he was a bit exhausted by the time they got to overtime. And if we're being honest, on that overtime drive, he threw 3 interceptions. It's just, just the one got caught at the end.
Yeah. All right, let me read a couple of these comments, and then we'll get into that. We'll get more into the Chiefs and Bengals game. Dandy says, Ravens so comfortable with mediocrity and making Lamar do everything. Sickening. I agree with you, Dandy. Yes. I agree with you. And look, man, we're going to be talking a lot of Ravens this week. There's 3 press conferences, so we're going to have a lot to discuss. Adit says, Mina Kimes was right. Jimmy G is the guy who was a part of the group project that gets an A but does no work. Yeah. Listen, Mina Kimes got slammed by Jeff Garcia. But listen, first of all, I don't respect dudes like that, man. Like, everybody dumps on Jimmy G, not just Mina, yeah. Right? And Mina is looking from more of an analytical aspect. Like, she's not giving like the Stephen A hot take. She's just saying, like, look, this is what I see, and he want to take shots at her but nobody else, and she's absolutely right. Yeah. And look, for those of you who don't know, Jeff Garcia used to be the quarterback of the 49ers. Yeah. Like, he wasn't anybody notable. I realized that when we had a conversation with our man in the chat. Do I want to say his name? I was going to say his name. That not every QB is known to the younger generation. And
look, this is what we always talk about with basketball, right?
Yeah.
When you have guys come out and they hate on the younger, the current players. I'm like, oh, they're soft. They wouldn't survive in our league. It's just, you're mad that you're forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Garcia, he was a decent quarterback for a while.
For a while.
But nobody's gonna remember Jeff Garcia if you didn't see him play.
Right. Mikey's here. Shout out to Mikey. And by the way, I should mention our guy right here, Mikey from Off the Record Podcast. First of all, if you're not subscribed to him, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Off the Record Podcast. Also, we do another podcast with them, and you can find it on our homepage. Scroll down to the bottom, Ring Kings Podcast. So if you're into boxing, or you just like hearing our voices, you like seeing our faces, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help us out. We're trying to get to 50 real quick, then to 100. All right. Emphasis is here. He says, I have zero faith in Stafford, but if they do win, I'll never watch the draft again. F these college kids and their dreams and potential. Go pay for grown men who already are in their prime. Yes, why? Emphasis. Yes.
Why F their dreams, man? Why? It's got to be like that.
Preach. Listen, man. Look. I mean, we'll go on a rant. I want to cover this Kansas City game, but what is it? Why can't the Ravens give up 6 of their first round picks to just bring in some talent, some already proven talent, right? Top end talent. What's the risk? I already know what you guys are gonna say, and you guys will be wrong. But I want to see what you say. What do you think is the risk of just trading away a bunch of future first round picks? Because I see none. Derek Retherley says Jeff Garcia was an Eagles QB as well. He was a QB for a few teams, my friend. Yeah. Raiders, Browns. He was somewhere else for a while too. He's been around the league. All right. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, I wish the Ravens would surprise me and go get Michael Thomas. I wish they'd do something, but that's probably not going to happen. Okay, listen. So, yes, the Chiefs started out hot, up 21-3. I thought it was pretty much over, especially when they were right there at the goal line at the end of the first half, because I was just like, they're going to score a touchdown. And 28-3, they're definitely not coming back. And they don't get the touchdown. They don't get the field goal. And I was like, that's, that sucks for them, but they're getting the ball in the second half, so whatever. Yeah. And they stalled. They ended up punting, and then Cincinnati scores, and it's just like, okay, they're still not going to come back because look what Kansas City was doing in their first half, and they just weren't doing it. And even when Joe Burrow threw an interception, I thought, okay, well, maybe they'll wake up, because Kansas City, they do that sometimes. Sometimes they just stall out, and then just like they wake up, they're like, okay, now let's get going. But they never got it going. And props to Cincinnati's defense for making that adjustment. They did a lot, dropping 8 back into coverage, right? Only rushing 3, and for some reason Kansas City didn't adjust to that. I was waiting for them to run the ball more, and they didn't do it.
This is what was going on with Kansas City earlier in the season, right? Like where they would, teams would play coverage, they wouldn't come after Mahomes, and they would kind of dare him to just take what they give him and just kind of pick the defense apart, slowly, methodically move down the field and get your points. And Kansas City hasn't been that kind of offense for 4 years. They make big plays, they score quick, they score in bunches, and he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, no, I'm throwing the ball down the field. We're going to make our plays. It's me, it's Tyreek, it's Travis. You can't stop us. And then, around midseason, he was like, all right, we'll do it your way. And they were back. Right. Yeah. Also, obviously, the defense started playing much better around midseason. And the Chiefs came back. And then for whatever reason, and I think it's just because they scored so easily early in the game, he was kind of stuck in that mode again, it seemed like. He was like, no, it was easy in the first half. We put up 21 real quick. We'll get right back to it. It's Eli Apple, right? Like you can't stop us.
Right.
But they did.
So. Eric G says, what lesson is to be learned for the Ravens organization now? Listen, they ain't gonna learn no lesson. Look, Harbaugh just got an extension. We don't know the details of it yet, but I don't think they're gonna learn anything from this. They're gonna do things their way because they don't care as much, right? Like you can't tell me that they care as much as these teams that are remaining. They don't. They want to do it their way. They care, but they care as long as it's their way. They don't care about making any kind of adjustments. Raven Ron says, F Burrow and his success. Ravens Nation. Don't be like that, Raven Ron. Don't be like that, man. Look, we're not there.
Don't be like Chiefs fans, Raven.
We're not in it, man. We're not in it. It is what it is. Let's see. Derek says, I should have stuck to my guns. I was anti-Chiefs almost all season. You were. You were. But you know what, Derek? Had you stuck to your guns, the Chiefs would be in the Super Bowl right now. That's how it works. That's
why the Chiefs and the 49ers lost, because I bet on them to win. And I don't win bets. That's not how that goes.
Yeah. So, okay. We're going to talk more about the Super Bowl. But, early predictions, just instant reactions and early predictions. Man, I think I might be going Bengals, guys. The Rams have more talent and experience, obviously, but man.
The Rams are a better team. They're better coached. It's just I can't bring myself to pick Matt Stafford.
This is early. I might flip back and forth, but this isn't my official pick. It's just my gut feeling today. I always felt like the winner is going to come out the AFC. I thought it would be either the Bills or the Chiefs, but here we are with the Bengals. They're finding ways to do it every week, man. Look, that Rams team they're stacked. They're stacked, and the Bengals, while they did a good job containing Mahomes today, I don't think they're as strong as the defense as the 49ers. And that Rams D-line is definitely going to get after Joe Burrow. They are definitely going to get after him. Aaron Donald doesn't miss. He doesn't miss tackles. He gets his hands on you. That's a wrap. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I would say the Bengals. But yeah, either way, there's going to be a lot to reference afterwards.
as of right now, I'm thinking the Rams, and I think in part because is it Aaron Donald and Von Miller and those guys? Yeah, they didn't get any sacks today. They got pressure, at points. They didn't actually get to Garoppolo and get him down, and I just don't think that's going to be the case against Cincinnati. I think that Aaron Donald in particular is going to come out and play one of the better games of his life. And I think that they'll just have a little too much talent for Cincinnati. So as of right now, I'm thinking the Rams.
You got the Rams. Okay. All right. Listen.
As much as it hurts me to say that.
These are early picks. All right. So we'll make some adjustments before then. Got 2 weeks to discuss it. So this conversation ain't going anywhere. But look, we got almost 60 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. We talk a lot of Ravens and Panthers on there. So be prepared for the references, with the two teams. Manuel's Call of Duty channel says, F the Bengals. I want the Rams to win. Okay. All right. Man, nobody, listen, I hear you. Don't want an AFC North rival to win a Super Bowl before your team does. It stings as a Ravens fan because you look at what they're doing. You're saying that should have been us. That should have been us in 2019. That should have absolutely been us right there. And
T. Higgins should literally be a Raven.
Yes. Yeah. Odell should be a Raven. There's no reason why we couldn't have made that trade happen. And I'm talking even before he went to Cleveland. Why aren't we the ones stepping up to trade for Odell from New York? Like
all I'm saying is like y'all took Pat Queen over T. Higgins, and I didn't hear a whole lot of people calling out big plays from the middle linebackers today.
Yeah, we'll get more into that. Click One says, "What's good, guys? All I'm gonna say is if Trey Lance develops, the NFC doesn't stand a chance." Yeah, we like Trey Lance, man. We like his potential for the future. I personally think he should have started today, but that's just me.
Let's pump the brakes on doesn't stand a chance a little bit, but all right.
Look, the NFC is very competitive, but he's going to be very good. He's going to be very good. I don't see what the risk was in starting him over Jimmy G today. Jimmy G
he doesn't bring anything.
But when you have how much time was left on the clock? It was over a minute when they got the ball back, right? It was over a minute, and all you need is a field goal. And what we've been seeing from these teams, right? And look, he don't have slouches on his team. It's not like he don't have any weapons. Deebo Samuel is a weapon. George Kittle is a weapon. Brandon Ayuk is a weapon, right? Mm-hmm. There's plenty of time to get down the field. Even if you take a sack right there, there's plenty of time. But everybody knew. Every 49ers fan knew. Yes, this ain't gonna happen. And we threw the interception. It's just like, we knew it. We knew it. Like there was no shock there.
I'm willing to bet 49ers fans aren't even mad. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Frustrated, but yeah, probably not mad. King of Pugo says if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, it's a major indictment on the Ravens. Don't care what nobody says. It's already indictment. They already made it.
I was gonna say, y'all say this stuff like they're not already much better than Baltimore. Like that's not riding on them beating the Rams in the Super Bowl. They are, like somebody said, they are the kings of the North. They won that division. They are much better than y'all already.
Guys, this is a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. A bunch of teams have already surpassed us, right? We're thinking once we get our guys back healthy, we're going to make a run. Not if we don't make any adjustments. I'm not going to say we don't stand a chance. We always have a chance with Lamar, but we got to see what kind of moves we make in the offseason. But
God forbid Pittsburgh goes and gets Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or something.
Well, I mean, look, take Pittsburgh out of it. Even Pittsburgh, let's say Pittsburgh stays, just behind us, right? They're in front of us, but let's say they're behind us. Look, the Bengals aren't getting worse. They're going to get better because they're going to go in this offseason and fix their O-line, right? The Bills aren't going to get worse. They're going to get better. They're going to say maybe Brian Daboll is the magic man over there. Well, yeah, we got to see. We got to see.
I don't think so, but you can hope, you can dream.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Chargers didn't even make the playoffs, but they're gonna improve their team this offseason. right? I mean, look, there are a lot of teams that we're going to have to compete with just in the AFC, and then of course the NFC they're stacked as well, right? Like these teams that we're going to have to get through to get to a Super Bowl. I mean, the Titans had almost as many injuries as we did, right? They can easily say when we come back healthy, and by the way, maybe they decide they go out and get a better quarterback, right? They say, you know what, Tannehill, he's taking us as far as he can take us. We need better than this. Then what?
They're gonna hit Ryan with the "It's been real, it's been good, but it ain't been real good."
Yeah, there are rumors that Aaron Rodgers, might be eyeing Denver, so he goes to Denver. They got talent over there. Listen, man, like it's too much going on. There are too many teams that are serious about competing for us to sit there and say, "Oh, all we gotta do is just get healthy."
Yeah.
All we gotta do is just get healthy.
And the Chiefs are back.
Yes. yeah. The Chiefs are gonna add some stuff too, right? They're not going to just take this L and say they could easily just say, "Well, we can run it back," right? Yeah. But they're not going to sit there and just take it. Andrew Sakira says, until I see aggressiveness by EDC to fortify the O-line and supplement offensive weapons, I think we're screwed. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. P. Brownie says, EDC and John should be having a meeting right now at the fence. EDC saying, you see this? Next year's Super Bowl or you're fired. I honestly think, despite, I don't know what the contract situation is with John Harbaugh, but despite what it says, I think he is on a hot seat, right? Same thing happened with Brian Billick, right? If you're watching Graven's video, he referenced that old contract that he had with Billick. Billick just signed an extension right before Steve Bisciotti took over as owner. So he was 1 year into his contract, a 4-year contract. Went on a 9-game losing streak, even though Bisciotti has said previously, like, hey, don't worry, doesn't matter, you're coming back next year. After we lost to the Dolphins, the winless Dolphins, Bisciotti said, you know what, change my mind, you're fired, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter what that contract says. If we don't win it, I think Harbaugh is out of here. Let's see. C. Iron Addict says, no, this is what we needed, a wake-up call, EDC. Yeah, I don't think he received the message, to be honest. I mean, we'll see.
I got to say, I get that Ravens fans want to believe that, but what was going out in the first round of the playoffs the first couple of years, and then in the second round with 3 points last year, if that wasn't a wake-up call?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Mr. J says, a high octane offense versus a possessed Aaron Donald should be good. Still rooting for T. Higgins being Super Bowl MVP. And we got a donation from Shug. Shout out to you, Shug. He says, behind? Jose, we are in front of you. I corrected myself, Shug. Oh, Shug was so quick to...
He was rage typing when he heard that.
Stop hating on us. We finished 1 game behind the Bengals. Once we get a QB and we have the Defensive Player of the Year, we're taking the AFC North back. I'm taking the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Man, Shug, man, relax. I'm not hating. I corrected myself. Shug is just... Ooh. But thanks for the tip, Shug. I appreciate it.
But again, he's not wrong. Like, if they get a quarterback, they said Aaron Rodgers is potentially available, Russell Wilson's potentially available, Deshaun Watson's available. Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen. First off, just a little digression here. I see a lot of people talking about Jimmy Garoppolo being the Panthers quarterback next year, and you know what? You don't joke like that. That's not funny, okay? Because it could happen, and then you're gonna feel bad. Yeah. He's not gonna be the Panthers quarterback. That's an ugly, ugly rumor. But if you drop him in Pittsburgh, he's better than Mason Rudolph. They could challenge for the division with Jimmy Garoppolo.
He could,
with that coaching staff.
Should have said, I don't sound like that, Jose. You sound very close to that. Your volume is a little bit higher, but I'm close to you. It's not far off. It's not far off. Okay. Let's see. King of Puga says, y'all ready to hear them say G-Rose coming back? Oh yeah. I mean, I expect that. I expect them to say that. In fact, me and B were talking about whether or not we were going to do a live stream tomorrow after his press conference. But I'm like, isn't it expected that he says Greg Roman's coming back? If he says he's fired, now that's breaking news. But him coming back, that's of course he's going to do that.
Well, I said in the Discord, what you're going to get this week, what we expect is a bunch of different variations of we're fine with battling for last place.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they feel like when healthy, they can compete, right? And I think so too. But there's still going to be a second tier team. They're not going to be. Listen, I heard Pat Mahomes at his press conference after this loss today, and he said, "Hey, look, we're holding our heads up high, whatever. We know what kind of team we are, but we just got to find ways to win Super Bowls." That's what he said. He said, we just got to find ways to win Super Bowls. All Pat Mahomes has ever known was AFC championship games. That's all he's ever known. And the standard there is Super Bowls, nothing less. So you're talking about a team that has a standard of winning Super Bowls. They're not talking about winning the division or even the conference. They're talking about winning Super Bowls. You look at the Rams that said, we will give up everything. We will sell our souls to put together a Super Bowl team.
And right? Just for people who may not follow the Rams or may not know specifically, the Rams have not picked a player in the first round since 2016.
Yeah. And they won't pick a player. They won't pick a player in the first round until like 2025. Well, not that far. 2023 or something like that.
No, it's 2024 the next time they have
2024. Okay. Yeah.
So they and that player that they picked was Jared Goff, and he's gone. Right?
Yes.
They gave up one of their first round picks to get rid of him.
Yeah.
They use those picks to bring in high end proven talent because they are trying to win games now.
Yes.
Patrick Queen doesn't win you games now. Rashad Bateman doesn't win you games now. Oweh doesn't win you games now. There's the one goal in all professional sports is to win the championship. And the Ravens seem like they're constantly playing a budget sim rather than professional football. Let's go get a Lombardi trophy.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Those players aren't going to win us Super Bowls in the future either, right? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to sound like I'm just hating on the Ravens today. But let's be real about it, man. Oweh is not a generational talent. He could be a very good player. Don't get what I'm saying. Don't confuse what I'm saying with, I think these players are going to be bad. I think Oweh, he could turn out to be a good player. Patrick Queen, I think, is going to turn out to be a good player. None of them are going to be generational players. I don't even think Rashad Bateman is going to be a generational player. No, in fact, I know he's not. Yeah. I don't think that. I know he's not. Generational players are Jamar Chase. Generational players are Micah Parsons, right? The minute they step on the field, they're different. Yeah. We don't have that. So, yes, we could have a team where we're winning with them on it, but they're not going to be the reasons why we winning, right? They're not going to make clutch plays like you saw Jamar Chase made today, where he just said, "Let me outmuscle this dude and get this touchdown so we can sell for a field goal." Right? Because I was talking to B, I was like, man, if they sell for a field goal here, that's a wrap. And they didn't. They got that field goal and they got the 2-point conversion. That's clutch, right? We don't have that on the team right now. They need to find a way to go get it.
And again, we see a lot of like mock drafts and everything talking about the Ravens going maybe corner or interior D-line or things like that. Because those are the interior D-line in particular is a need for Baltimore. But you're looking at a team in LA who has Aaron Donald, who's one of the greatest defensive players of all time in the history of football. And they've got Jalen Ramsey, who is arguably the best corner in the league now. And those guys don't matter if you don't have the quarterback on the other side. Like, they mean nothing.
Well, yeah.
Like you can have those guys all you want, but you're not competing for championships.
Listen,
without the O-line and the quarterback to get you there.
Listen, if you're a Ravens fan, you understand that, right? After we won the first Super Bowl, you spent most of that early mid 2000s messing around with Chris Redman, Elvis Gerback, Cordell Stewart one year. We had a bunch of just lame quarterbacks, and then we got Kyle Bowler. right? Like, and it got even worse on that side of the ball. And I'm telling you, those 2000s defense, like when we got Ed Reed, like from like 2004 on up, those defenses I think were better than the 2000 Ravens defense. That's historically the best of all time, right? Mm-hmm. That was a force. When we got Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs and Nada to play with Ray Lewis. I think those were even better defenses, but we had Kyle Bowler, right? And we're pretty bad until we brought in Steve McNair for that 1 or 2 years. You know, that first year he got there, 13-3, and it's like this is how it should have been. But then McNair was, you know, at the end of his career too, so it didn't last long. And then we fired Billick, bring in Harbaugh, at the same time drafted Joe Flacco. All right. So people think, oh, well, Harbaugh turned the team around. Harbaugh didn't turn the team around. The team was already set. We just needed somebody that wasn't Kyle Bowler, and we got it. And we won a lot of games after that. And shout out to Keeping It Real here, man. He says over the last few seasons, we've seen teams be aggressive and take risks that has paid off. Meanwhile, the Ravens have stayed complacent. That mindset will not lead them to a Super Bowl. Doubt they'll listen. Yeah, that's facts. And make sure you guys are subscribed to Keeping It Real. He does a lot of play-by-play for a lot of these games in the playoffs and also in the NBA. And I keep saying this, we're bad at this, but we got to do a collab one of these days. But yeah, look, we know what it is with the Ravens, man. We got a lot of time to rant about the Ravens. And look, you know, put it in the chat, man, because I want to know, do you feel like what is the risk for the Ravens? What is the risk for trading away your next 5 to 6 first round picks to bring in some proven talent? I want to know what would be the risk in that? If you don't agree with that, what's the risk in doing that? And shout out, look, we got Ferris and Justin in here from Let's Get Ready Network. Ferris in here saying he's a psychic because he called the Bengals going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
hey,
yes, he did.
And Justin says he's not a psychic. So there you go.
It's nice that Ferris has Justin around to keep him grounded. Yeah, that's a thing we all need.
And Justin is questioning our choices in mods. What happened here? What happened? What is this, Justin? Attitude Pop is here. Attitude Pop says, I think the Ravens, let me move this. He says, I think the Ravens had offered Lamar an extension, but he turned it down. Yep, that's the talk. And I heard rumors of it. And why is there trade rumors of the Ravens trading Lamar? And why is everyone saying to trade Lamar? All right, let's, because we haven't put out a video on this. Let's talk about it real quick. So, somebody from Barstool or Russell Street Report, one of those, basically put out something saying that there's stuff going on behind the scenes, and maybe there's been talks of trading Lamar or whatever. It seemed more like speculation than actual. I heard somebody say this, right? And it's the epitome of a rumor. Right. It is somebody kind of hearing, hey, there might be something going on behind the scenes, which is true, which is why, you're getting these press conferences super late. Right. You have Wink that's fired. Right. I'm sure there's a lot going on with that talk. And yes, there has been talk, not just from him. Sarah Ellison had tweeted about it. Kadri Ishmael has said that, yes, he was in the room or something like that, or he was there when they offered Lamar a huge contract and he turned it down. So, yeah, but I think after that, there's speculation like, man, how come he's not signing it? And, if he's not going to sign it, what's the Ravens going to do about it? So I think people are jumping to that conclusion that, yes, they might be talking about trading him. Maybe they are. I don't think they are. But, it's possible. But I just don't see any way of them trying to trade Lamar, especially after the way the season ended, knowing that your team is nowhere near competitive without him out there, right? I could see it more if you were winning these games without him and he doesn't want to sign. You're like, we can do the same thing without him. But he clearly holds your future in his hands.
Yeah, but for me, I think that I can believe that they're talking about it. My opinion is retaining Greg Roman means that you don't believe in Lamar Jackson as a passer. You think that he has to have this specific kind of offense, that he has to be used extensively as a runner, or he's not going to be successful. That's what bringing back Greg Roman says to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what they believe, and he's turning down the contract, and like I said, you've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Deshaun Watson, you've got Russell Wilson, and other quarterbacks possibly available. I can believe that they behind the scenes said, what if we were to try to swap out Lamar for Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, or even some other people who maybe you don't think are available because he's Lamar Jackson. You can change some people's minds, right? I can believe they had those kind of conversations. I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, I can believe they were talking about it. For sure.
If Greg Roman was fired and they were talking about it, maybe because yes, maybe they don't believe that Lamar as a passer. They believe in Lamar as a playmaker, right? Like they believe like Lamar wins his games. But they also know what Greg Roman is. They know Greg Roman, if he doesn't have a Lamar or a Kaepernick type quarterback, he can't be a coordinator. Right? Like they know that. So if like you said, I know you're saying like Russell Wilson, but I mean Russell Wilson has a no trade clause, I believe. And ain't no way he's gonna be like, yeah, I'll go over there and run the ball 150 times. Like,
well, no, but you're not gonna move on from Greg Roman until you make a switch, right? Because like I said, at this point, obviously they're fine with keeping Lamar, right? Like they can keep him here for the next few years if they want. And if you don't believe in him as a passer and you think that you have to run this kind of offense, you're keeping Greg Roman in case Lamar's your quarterback. If you are actually talking about trading him and say, those talks advance and you get something done, then yeah, I think Greg Roman will be out. But I mean, that's all kind of way down the line. Like I said, I think, yeah, I can believe that they maybe had a conversation about it. I don't think it's anything that's going to happen.
Ferris says Greg Roman is a phenomenal run game coordinator. No, I don't think he's a phenomenal run game coordinator. Look, at this point, I'm not even sure if he's a good run game coordinator, right? He might just be average at best if we break it all the way down. I think he might be average at best. He does well with good athletic quarterbacks, and as long as those quarterbacks are leading the team in rushing, the whole run game gets going and it's fine. But a pocket passer, or hey, I want to make sure I'm not running my quarterback out there, 15 times a game. If he has to actually use his running backs. Yeah, I don't know how good of a run game coordinator he is. I think he's just, to be honest, I think he's just a guy. I think that it's great in college, I guess, but I don't want my quarterback running that many times. Justin, I saw your comment here. He says the real question here, as a Saints fan, do we need to go ahead and bring back the paper bags already? No, Justin, your team is fine. Your team, in fact, there was another rumor. We want to talk about rumors. There was another rumor that you guys may have been requesting to interview Greg Roman. Yeah. Listen. Is it Taysom Hill time? Oh, Taysom Hill. Oh, Taysom Hill and Greg Roman. We'll really find out what kind of coordinator he is then.
Yeah. I just, man, I can't believe I'm sitting here thinking about Jacksonville might screw Carolina. Because, Jacksonville's interviewed Byron Leftwich. They wanted to offer him the job, and he said, you got to fire Trent Baalke or I'm not taking this job, essentially, because nobody wants to work with that guy. He's terrible at his job, and other teams don't want to do deals with him. And, the Jaguars are kind of, hesitant to do that, right? Because that's their GM. You're not telling us, you're first-time head coach candidate. You're not telling us what to do. And now the talk is they might be looking at interviewing the Rams offensive coordinator, and he might become the front runner. And, these Saints were also trying to talk to Byron Leftwich about their head coaching job. Now, with the Rams winning today, Jacksonville can't interview Kevin O'Connell, the Rams offensive coordinator, until after the season. So maybe that all goes away and they just go ahead and hire Byron. But, man, I would be very upset if their incompetence led to Byron Leftwich coaching in the NFC South against Carolina.
Whew. Yeah.
Unless the other rumor is true. Because Jim Harbaugh looks like he's going to be coaching the Minnesota Vikings. And the rumor was if Jim Harbaugh leaves Michigan, Matt Rule wants to leave for Michigan.
Look. Justin says, I'll take it. I think that guy is better than advertised. Are you talking about Taysom Hill or are you talking about Greg Roman? Because Greg Roman ain't it. He ain't it. Look, to be all the way fair, being a head coach is different from being a coordinator, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the play caller. If he can put together a good coaching staff, yeah, maybe it could work. But you don't want him coordinating, okay? You don't want him coordinating your team.
And you don't want Taysom Hill quarterbacking your team. So I don't think that's going to go well.
Ferris said Frank Gore led the Niners in rushing. I need to pull up this stats. Yeah, yes, but also Kaepernick didn't start that whole year either, right?
Yeah, and we were talking mainly about Baltimore with that because Lamar Jackson has led Baltimore in rushing 4 straight years, even though his first and fourth year he only played about half a season.
What was it? What was it with what was it like in Buffalo? I can't remember who was the leading rusher in Buffalo, because I know Tyrod that year he went to the Pro Bowl. I think he had like 700 yards rushing. I'm not sure if there was a 1,000-yard rusher on that team. But the point is, man, like, yes, you can have a 1,000-yard running back, right? You can even have a guy that might lead the team in yards. But if the quarterback isn't anchoring that run game, you just have to hand the ball off. You got to make it work with just your running backs without getting your quarterback involved. He can't do it. He can't do it. That's why he keeps getting fired. He's going to get fired here too. Let's see. Jonathan Washington says G-Rowe going to get the head coaching job in New Orleans. Then they going to trade for Tyler Huntley. Oh, okay. All right.
LaShawn McCoy was the leading rusher in Buffalo.
Okay. Shady McCoy.
With just under 900 yards.
And what did Tyrod have? Tyrod had I think 700.
It was like 600 or so.
Come on, guys. Come on. Like, I mean, look, Fred Taylor. That really says Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor what? Fred Taylor leading rusher with Greg Roman. He didn't. Greg Roman didn't coach Fred Taylor, did he? No, I don't think so. Mr. J6 says, "Oh, heavenly universe above! If Rule leaves this team for Michigan, you don't know how much rejoicing I'm going to do." Yes, look. Yes, that's another rumor. Another rumor is, look, Jim Harbaugh is supposed to be getting did he accept the job?
Yeah.
He took the job.
Well, I mean, it's not official yet. They're saying, within the next day or so that he's probably going to be announced as their head coach. And yeah, the rumor, like I said before, was that if the Michigan job was open, then Matt Rule would be interested, and that would be fantastic. I don't know why Michigan would be interested in Matt Rule necessarily, but listen. I mean, look, he did have a lot of success in college.
He did.
Well, he had some success in college. I shouldn't say a lot. He turned around Temple. He turned around Baylor a bit. But, I mean, obviously he didn't win. But, I think he's a good college coach. I'm not sure that he would be the first choice for Michigan, though.
Yeah. But, look, cross your fingers, right? Yeah. Cross your fingers. Usually when coaches put that stuff out or is put out there, there's usually some mutual interest, right?
Yeah.
They don't just say, hey, I would like to coach there. Just, throw the hat in the bid, throw the bid in the hat like that. But I don't know. I don't know. Rule's a weird guy, man. I don't know. Let's see here. Raven Ron says, is Ravens media going to ask EDC, Harbs, and Roman the hard questions? Gloves off. No. You talking about gatekeeper Twitter right there. They're not going to ask them anything. They've been fighting us this whole time and been fighting you guys. Okay? Calling you guys terrible people. Saying you guys are threatening their wives, right? Like, I mean, they think you guys are evil. They're trying to put you back in your place, all right? Manuel says, if Lamar is traded outside of Baltimore, the city will riot the Ravens hard. Believe that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like B said, it's possible that they've had those discussions, right? And having discussions doesn't mean you're going to seriously act on it. It's just you're weighing your options. You're sitting around. What if we
talked about a lot of things?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure that listen. That could be something that happened, a discussion, right? Because it's frustrating. They clearly want Lamar there, right? Mm-hmm. Harbaugh guaranteed that he's going to re-up there, right? He guaranteed that at the beginning of the year. They thought they were getting it done at the beginning of the year. Didn't happen. Now they come at the end of the year with a huge contract. I'm sure they thought, this is great. And he's like, no, thank you. We don't know the details. It might have been a contract to where he would have been the highest quarterback paid in the league. That could have been the case. And if he turned it down, yeah, that'd be very frustrating. Like, damn, man, like, what's it going to take? Like, what's the problem? You're trying to figure out what the problem is now. And that will cause an organization to say, let's push back this press conference because we were trying to announce that we got him extended, right? Do we need to make some adjustments internally? I mean, like, what's the deal? And I'm sure maybe trade discussions or trading him may have come up because you're just exploring all your options. Well, if we decide to trade him, what could we get if he's not going to, worst case scenario? Okay, it ain't really worth it because, if we trade him, we don't get somebody back that's going to help us win right now. We can all be out of here. Because Steve Bisciotti at the end of the day wants to make money. Lamar Jackson makes him a lot of money. And if you're moving him out, your next move better make him as much money. You definitely better be talking about Super Bowl then, because anything less and those butts aren't filling the stadium, everybody's out that is out of there. Everybody. EDC, Dick Cass, they will all be out. Let's see. Raven Ron says Bengals, Joe Mixon, and Burrow talk too much trash. I really hope they lose. Well, I mean, I don't
know. I haven't heard them talking any trash.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't heard anything either.
You know what? Ravens fans, y'all are real sensitive, and I mean, I get why at this point in the year, but y'all are real sensitive right about now. And not even just Ravens fans. It's all y'all in the AFC North. You talk so tough. Oh, so and so couldn't survive in the AFC North. Oh, come play these defenses 8 times a year. You couldn't do it, and then then it's just. It's a whole different persona at the end of the season. We'll say.
Look, the fact is, when your team isn't in it, it hurts, right? Like, let's think about it. When your team doesn't win and you get to the playoffs, there's only a handful of teams that you can really accept winning, right? It's usually nobody in your division is okay. Nobody that you played against, I don't really like this team with this person. I don't really like this team because of that person. There's very few teams that you'll look at and be like, all right, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Right. And it's different for everybody. So it's just a hard time in general. Like, that's why you got to kind of separate your emotions and just say, look, I appreciate the game. Right. The Bengals winning the Super Bowl ain't going to bother me. It's their first Super Bowl in 33 years. Like, how long did they have to be in purgatory? Like, let them enjoy this. Let them enjoy it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Even if they win it all, that'll be the first one ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Let them live a little bit, right? That's coming from insecurity from our part, right? Because if we really believed, man, this team when 100% healthy, can't nobody stop us, we ain't worried about it. We be like, man, go have your fun. Go get yours. Go eat. Because when we come back, it's on. But you don't really believe that. And shout out to Shug. Shug making another donation here. Says, Brodny, why you going after us AFC North fans? I know that's a shot at me. I see you. You still my homie. But damn, God call me out like that?
I didn't say a single word about you, Shug. Not one.
We got another donation from Marquita. Shout out to Marquita. She says, just got to sit back and eat your food and enjoy the sport. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Just all I'm saying. Just have fun.
Enjoy them commercials,
Yeah. Just listen, your team ain't in it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Just enjoy it. Like, people are going to talk trash. Like, you don't want to hear from Bengals fans. You don't want to hear from the trolls on Twitter. You don't have to read it. You control who you follow. You control who you mute. You control who you block. You control all that. You don't have to see any of it. Anytime I see Tom Brady win the Super Bowl, right, and I know they're going to be talking about it on ESPN, on FS1, and all these shows. I know this person, that person going to talk about it. I just don't watch. I mean, I don't watch it usually anyway. But, just you control what you see nowadays. You don't have to listen to any of that stuff.
I used to get angry watching, the love fest for Brady and them. Because, he cheated to win all those Super Bowls. He beat Carolina as part of that run, right? So I used to get mad. And then, one year, I just realized, you know what? I don't have to watch the post game of the Super Bowl. As soon as the clock hits 0, I just turn it off.
Yeah.
Just watch something else. Game's over.
Man, Ferris, what are you talking about over here? So you can't hear everything. And then he says, "Oh, got audio back." Man, that's on your side, Ferris. Don't you give us any bad juju. We already got off to a bad start. Don't you put that on us. Don't you put that on us, Ferris. Justin says, and great product placement on the water bottle. Where can I get that? Ooh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. Do you like this? Do you like that? Man, it keeps the water cold. Now, granted, it's 20 degrees over here. The water's going to stay cold. But look, you like that? Right there. That link right there. Okay? lbhtshow.com/shop. Do you like the LBHT crew shirt? Let's take a look at this, guys. Let's take a look at this. This is good quality right here. This is very good quality. Do you like the sweater B's wearing if you are a Panthers fan? Okay? Custom made right there. Okay? RP to the South. Now, I mean, you know. No.
The defense held up there.
The defense held up,
right?
But okay, you like the beanie.
And Sean Payton's gone. Tom Brady's gone. Atlanta's Atlanta. So what?
If you like the mug, look, we got a lot of stuff on our store, right? Real talk. We got a lot of stuff on there. lbhtshow.com/shop. Go on there, take a look, see if there's anything that you like, right? Also, let's plug our other stuff too while we're at it, right? Patreon.com/lbhtshow. Right, that's how you can support the show. We usually have 2 tiers, a $3 tier and a $10 tier. The $10 tier is sold out right now. What you used to be able to get for the $10 tier is this nice coin right here. You like that? Oh, look at that coin. Look at that. Now, that coin is gone. It's sold out. We're not making any more of those, but we got another one on the way. It's coming back soon, and then we'll open up the $10 tier again. But real quick, B, tell them what they can get for the $3 tier and also what they'll be able to get in the $10 tier.
Yeah, so the $3 tier and the $10 tier both get you entrance into the Overtime Show, which is our weekly show that we do after the live show. All our patrons are in there, and we talk about anything and everything. It's a lot of fun. That goes on for about 1 to 2 hours, however long, essentially. The $3 tier will also get you into our Pick'em League. And at the end of the season, we give away a custom LBHT show trophy. Our guy OTR Mike won it this year, so congrats to him. We'll be getting that out to him soon. And the $10 tier will get you into our fantasy football league, which is being converted into a dynasty league this season. We give away a customized championship belt at the end of the season there. So again, there's a picture of that. Our guy
Look at the champ. Look at the champ right there.
So again, congrats to him. Not happening again.
And Mikey's also a champ.
No.
Mikey's
fine.
Also a champ.
Also, the $10 tier also gives you the ability to request specific content, articles, videos on whatever topic you would like. We'll go ahead and produce that. And again, like as I said, very soon, probably late this week, we'll be getting in the second edition of our coins, the LBHT crew coins, and those will be up in the $10 tier as well.
All right. Let's read a couple more comments here. Attitude Pop says, it's funny how the Bengals did what the Cowboys been trying to do for 26 years in 2 years. Cowboys fans are sick right now. Cowboys better go get Sean Payton. They might. You're joking. They might get Sean Payton. Teams that are serious about winning do what it takes. Right? And don't think Jerry won't say, hey, you know what? On second thought, McCarthy, you're out of here. Sean Payton, get up in here. That could absolutely happen. Be careful what you wish for.
The thing is, the teams who are serious about winning show you it's really not actually that hard.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. G-Star 007 says, I'm looking back at the last EDC drafts. If Ozzie doesn't nail that 2018 draft, Ravens would be the Lions. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You went to the Lions on you.
Eye of Horus Taurus says nail is a strong word. Man, look, he nailed the draft. He got it right. I mean, look, if we didn't get Lamar, I mean, listen, he did a very good job in the draft outside of the first pick.
Well, but you know what? Ravens fans love that first pick. I remember Ravens fans talking about they need to go and get him back.
I mean, it can't hurt to get him back. I mean, but no, we hit it. And we would be in trouble. You're absolutely right if we didn't get Lamar. Raven Ron says, LBHT, how y'all feel about getting Tyrann Mathieu since he is an unrestricted free agent? So I wouldn't have any problem with it, right? Look, I'm not one of those people that like, hey, we gotta look at the cap. What about the cap? What about the cap? Man, you better look. Hashtag make it enough. That's another one of our hashtags. Hashtag make it enough. Yes. He's talented. We could use an upgrade at free safety. If we don't bring back, I mean, look, we don't have a true free safety on the team, for being honest. I think he could help. I'm all for bringing Tyrann Mathieu here, and however you work out the contract, I don't care. Work it out. Just make sure that the offense is taken care of first.
Make sure that happens after the O-line is fixed.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm cool with it. But as long as the O-line's fixed, and we're looking to bring in another weapon, for Lamar, I don't care what you do for the defense. You know, I mean,
the main thing on the defense, and I saw some people on Twitter talking about this, and they were absolutely right. And I apologize, I don't remember the name, but commenting on specifically the 49ers and how hard all of them play every play. And he was saying, you know, it's a coaching thing. It's a mental thing, essentially. Like, the coaches are there to get your players ready to play like that every single week, and the Ravens coaching staff does not do it.
Yeah,
they never have, really.
I have Horace Torres says Sean Payton is not a good coach. My man, what do you consider a good coach?
Okay.
Well, yeah. What's a good coach? What's if he's not a good coach? Who are good coaches to you? I'm curious. I think he's an excellent coach.
Yeah.
I've heard said he also says that's all Ozzie did was draft Lamar. John drafted Hayden Hurst, LOL, and Ozzie's last pick ain't even on the team. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if you're joking or not, but I mean that draft was Ozzie's draft.
Yeah.
And if that's all,
that also had Orlando Brown and Mark Andrews in it.
Yeah. And if that's all he did, he nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
And Anthony Averett.
Yeah. Wasn't was Deshaun Elliott in that one? Oh, he was on the team before that.
He was before.
But if that's all he did, that's all he needed to do, and you're welcome, because you saw what all those guys can do without Lamar in the game. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Let's see. Yeah, Andrew Sakira says, yeah, nice Friday reference, make it enough. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're on that show where we talked about it, but that's our new hashtag. We're making it ours, okay? We own that hashtag. Hashtag make it enough. And if you don't know the reference, it is, yeah, Andrew is right. It is from Friday. It was from the first Friday.
Deshaun Elliott was in that class too.
Okay. Well,
and Bradley Bozeman.
There you go. So yes, it's a reference from Friday where Smokey's mom sends him to the store to get a pack of cigarettes with just $1, and he says, hold up, this ain't enough. And she looks at him and says, make it enough. Right? So that's what we're saying to the Ravens front office. We're sending you out there with what, $20 million in cap or whatever. I don't want to hear this, what about the cap? Make it enough. Come back with our pack of smokes. All right. Tony Hendo says Ozzie's last pick is balling for Miami. Who was that? Was that the center? I keep forgetting his name.
Zach Seiler.
Oh, Seiler. Oh, Seiler. Yeah. No, yeah. So yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he had some. He made some hits on that pick. Actually, his last pick for what I'm hearing is Owe. That's and
I was going to say too, and that right there is the reason I don't want to hear anything about the cap, because you traded away Orlando Brown, which means you created a hole at right tackle. So I don't want to hear you didn't know, right? You created the hole, and then you decided that, hey, you know what, we can use this first round pick on an edge rusher, instead of filling the hole that we just created at right tackle.
Yeah.
So you made that decision. Okay, you got Owe. He's the guy. That's the guy you wanted. He played well enough. Whatever. You still have a gaping hole at right tackle. So, yes, I don't care what your cap number is. Yeah. I don't care who you have to extend. I don't care who you have to, force to take a pay cut. I don't care who you have to release. you better go and get a starting caliber right tackle this offseason.
Yeah. All right, so I should mention, anybody that's new in here, first of all, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, you came in here to listen to us talk about the Rams and the Bengals making it to the Super Bowl. You came to the right place. We got off track here. We're talking Ravens. We talk a lot of Ravens on this channel, talk a lot of Panthers on this channel, but leave your comment in there, man. We'll read it. And we got somebody in here. I've never seen you in here before, but thank you for joining the live stream. Sunlit Sebastian. He says, man, I wish this was 2018, but the Eagles were not ready this year. Yeah, man, look, the Eagles, they were surprisingly better than I thought they were going to be, man. I did not know. And my bad. And I got some Eagles fans as friends. I did not know they won that many games.
Look, coming into the season with Nick Sirianni's the head coach and looking at their roster, I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
It did not go down that way.
And Tough Puppy says, "Hey boys, excuse my language, but F Kansas City." Man, strong language. See, that's what we're saying. Like, you're not gonna be happy either way of who wins, right? Like, if I'm putting all my emotions into it, I don't want to see the Bengals win for obvious reasons, right? I'm a Ravens fan. I don't want to see the Rams win because of Matt Stafford, right? I can find reasons for
and
for
the
me
fact
to not
that
be
Jalen
happy.
Ramsey was supposed to be a Raven.
Well, yeah, that too. But just being a football fan, I like Jamar Chase. I like Joe Burrow, right? I like T. Higgins. Like, if they win it, I'm like, yo, that's pretty dope. Especially Jamar. I like seeing great players get those rings. And I think Jamar Chase is going to be a great player. And for him to get a ring in his rookie year, pretty dope. I would love to see Odell get a ring too, right? Mm-hmm. And honestly, Matt Stafford, I wouldn't be mad at him getting a ring, because he got a ring. Yes, I always call him a loser, but I have to change my talk if he gets that ring, because he is a good player. He's very talented, right? We've always known he's talented, but he never wins, right? Yeah. Like he never wins, and people say, "Oh, they ain't on him." No, a lot of it is on him. He doesn't play well in those big moments. He still ain't playing well. But if his team could carry him across the finish line, congrats to him. I would love to see Aaron Donald get a ring too.
If he can Ben Roethlisberger a game out there, like he did against Seattle, and make one or two timely plays in between the refs screwing the Seahawks, got him that ring, right?
See,
that's all Stafford has to do.
Suge about to come with another stream
lab. He ain't even in here no more.
Suge is here. Look. Boom, there he is. He says, "I'm happy KC lost. Don't mind the Bengals winning the Super Bowl." Okay? He said you don't mind it. He said, "Yeah, I'm sure you're happy KC lost. They blasted you." And look who it is, Suge, with the donation. He says, "You know who not happy if OBJ gets a ring?"
I know, Suge. That's why I want to see that happen. Just not him specifically, but just all Cleveland fans.
He said no. Actually, I'm glad he's not on the team. That's what he said. I'm not mad. You're mad. Yeah, Ferris
I'm actually laughing right now.
Yeah, you're actually crying. Ferris said the man had Calvin Johnson and did nothing. Exactly. He had Calvin Johnson.
He did just as much with him as Joey Harrington did.
Yeah. And he had a defense for like a year or two, because he also had Ndamukong Suh on that defense. I think they were like the third. They're top 5 defense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justin says, "Will the Bengals' success cause teams to overreact and try to get a QB and receiver from their college team?" No, I think it's just talent, right? Like, I don't think it was just, we'll get your college teammate. They said
he was the best receiver in the country.
They saw generational talent. Like, I hear Ravens fans throw that term around way too loosely, right? And we see Oweh. I think he could be a generational talent. Well, if he was a generational talent, you would have seen it already. Saying he could be means he's not. Generational talent means the minute they put their cleats on the field and you see them go to work, you know what it is. They're just different. That ain't Oweh. Oweh can be a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's got all the physical tools, but he's not a generational talent. All right. But
Micah Parsons got drafted as an off-ball linebacker and was a dominant edge rusher in his rookie season.
Oh my God.
Like, that's not what we're talking about with Oweh.
Yeah, and man, I'd listened to an interview with him. He was on the Pivot, that new show with Ryan Clark and Fred Crowder and Taylor, right? Fred Taylor.
Yeah.
And he's already talking about his legacy. Talking about I'm trying to create a legacy here, and this is and that. And it's just like, this man is trying to be a legend as a rookie. He's like 22 years old. That's insane. But yeah, we don't have that. Attitude Pop says, why do y'all think Lamar didn't size an extension? I know it's because G-Ro is that. We talked about this, Attitude Pop. We talked about it. Look, I don't know. I mean, we could speculate. I don't know if it's because he's not happy. I know he's not happy with the offense. I don't know how unhappy he is, though, if that makes sense, right? There might be some things where he's just like, we got to make some changes, but all in all, I like what we're doing. Or it could be, man, I'm not feeling this, and I don't want to be here if you're not going to change up the offense, right?
Yeah, like if the rumors about the value of the contract are true, it has to be that he's unhappy with the offensive line and Greg Roman.
Yeah,
like there's no other reason that I can think of right now that he wouldn't sign that contract immediately.
I wouldn't be happy either. You go from MVP season, and you're showing what you can do. They kept on saying we're going to open up the playbook. We're going to implement more passing, and you don't do that. The offense is getting worse, and then the offense gets the offensive line gets even worse. And you brought in a pass game coordinator, a new wide receivers coach. Like you're saying all the right things, saying like, yeah, we're going to open up the passing game. We're going to get the wide receivers more involved, and it looks like the same offense that you're running out there. And now the O-line can't even protect you. And yes, and Lamar's play dropped, but it's because he feels like he has to make a play every single time he's out there for them to have a chance to win. Because if you're just running the script, that don't work.
Yeah.
Right? And you saw that when he went out, they look okay for a little bit, but then the offense can't do much. They're starting to fall apart, and they just can't close out these games. Like you're relying on Lamar to really win, close out these games and winning these games. It's just
and his production, his efficiency has gone down each year, and he's getting the blame for all of it.
Yeah,
he's getting blamed for all of it.
And yes,
Greg Roman's not getting the blame. John Harbaugh's not getting the blame. Hollywood, the O-line, none of them are getting the blame. It's all on Lamar.
And yes, Super Brother says Lamar's a generational talent. You're absolutely right. He's the only generational talent on the team, which is why we always say defund the defense, right? Mm-hmm. Before, the generational talent used to be on the defense. You used to have Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Suggs, Nada, right? Like they were all there at the same time. Those were all generational talents. So it's easy to say, we can add some more corners. We can add this, and they be even more dominant. Right, we can just do just enough on the offense, but the defense is going to anchor this team, and they did. That defense did anchor the team, and they still, and they still lost a lot. But now you don't have any of that on the defensive. There is no generational talent on the defensive side, none, zero, right? The generational talent that you have is at quarterback, so you have to surround him with talent, as much talent as you can. And the defense, I'm not saying make them the worst defense in the league, but you use what's left over to try to make it work. They have to make it work with less now. That's just what has to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a different league now. Even if you had the generational talent on defense, that's not the way the league is set up.
Right.
The NFL wants high scoring games. Again, the Rams have generational talent on their defense. The defense ain't that good. It's all right.
Yeah.
But it ain't that good.
Right. But but it's good enough to make plays when they need to make plays. That's what it is.
And that's how you have to build a defense. You get guys who can make plays when you need them to make plays, who can get stops when you have to have stops. You're not going to shut out offenses in the NFL in 2022. You're not going to do it.
Yeah. Justin Hamilton says the man has Cooper Kupp and he is in the Super Bowl. Yeah. He had a guy that almost broke like every record, wide receiver record. And he almost messed it up.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp leads the league in yards, catches, touchdowns. Right? His
number 2 receiver is Odell Beckham.
Yeah. And he almost lost to Jimmy G.
He almost lost to Tampa Bay after he had a 27-3 lead.
Man, listen. If he wins the Super Bowl, I'll give him credit. I'll give him his props. But listen, this talk about him being a Hall of Famer, I'm not feeling it at all.
Oh, he's in now.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he has to win it. They'll put him in because he made it to the Super Bowl. But I'm not feeling it at all. That's a lot of talent around him, man. That's a whole lot of talent. All these guys that are left, every team that was left, Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Chiefs, all those quarterbacks have talent around them. Jimmy G threw his first touchdown in the playoffs today. And the first touchdown he threw he didn't even throw a touchdown. He might as well just handed it off to Debo, and Debo did the rest.
Debo is something else, man.
He's something else. Yo, like these guys.
Another guy that should and could have been a Raven.
These guys have so much talent around them, and I hate how we always compare what we have to those guys. Oh, if we had better coaching, if we had better schemes, if we could scheme open, they would look like that. They would not look like that.
Particularly in the case of Debo Samuel, because he was there, and they could have taken him. Mm-hmm. He's another one of the guys that they took Hollywood over. So, we always talked about how Hollywood was the 5th best receiver in that class, and he was the first one taken. No, he's the 6th best receiver in that class, and was the first one taken. It's a bad pick.
Man. Oh, God. Darren is here. He says, here we go. Burrow owns the North. McPherson greater than Tucker? No, all incoming narratives until further notice. Listen, Tucker, look. Tucker already a Super Bowl champion, okay? Tucker already Super Bowl champion. Tucker has a couple records, cooking records, right? Mm-hmm. Tucker is fine. Tucker ain't worried about anything. But yes. Burrow owns the North. He does. That's just what it is, right? And until we take it back, it's his. I'm at peace with it because I already know what this team is. I already know what they're about, and we just gotta wait and see. It all depends on how long Steve Bisciotti wants to put up with this nonsense, right? Yeah. How long he wants to put up with it before he says, "All right, we pulling the plug on this, and we're starting fresh." But if they get Lamar on board, and they do just enough, I mean, Lamar is that great to where he can put us in the conversation. He can have us in the AFC Championship just by sheer will, Let's see here. KTSC Sports Talk. Oh, Justin P is here. Oh, he said, "Oh, what we talking about here? What we talking about?" He says, "With all due respect, Brodny, do you drink? What are you talking about, Justin? What are you trying to say?" He says, "You be talking wild on here sometimes. He don't bleep with. We let him rent it this season. What are you talking about, Justin? Like, look, man, you gonna be talking that trash, yo. Like, speak up, my man. Speak up. What are you trying to say? We don't know who.
He's in the Super Bowl.
But who's he talking about?
I assume he's talking about Joe Burrow. He don't own it, and you let him rent it. What?
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, if we talking about Burrow or Stafford, like they're both in the Super Bowl. Like B said, Burrow smacked us twice. And even once Lamar was healthy, I mean, you gotta give them the credit. It is what it is. He's saying AFC North. Burrow doesn't own. Oh, he's saying he doesn't own the North. Oh, okay. My bad. You said I thought you said I thought you meant he does own the North. What are you talking about? He owned us this year. I'm not owning isn't
for nearly 1,000 yards on y'all this year.
It's not a permanent thing, right? It's not saying that we can't go back and win it next year. Right now, he runs it. I don't even understand why you would think differently. They are in the Super Bowl right now. They ran us off the field twice this year. Okay, They run the North. They run the They run the AFC. They run the AFC. The Bengals are the AFC champions. It hurts. I know, brother. I know it hurts to hear that. Oh, it pains me to say it, but they are the AFC champions. They run the AFC, my man, and you can't take that away from them. They could very well hoist up that trophy. We can't say nothing. Can't say anything. See, look, here we go. He's saying with backups, how the Panthers do this offseason.
Y'all have won the division twice in the last 9 years. Stop it. Stop that nonsense, sir. Don't bring that BS in here. You don't own anything. Look, you own nothing.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
Look. I mean, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like, because look, I understand. Yes, we had a lot of injuries. But that ain't an excuse, yo. That ain't.
Why didn't you win it last year? You didn't win the division last year either.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, look, losers have to make excuses. Winners don't make excuses, right? We've been losing, right? Well, what happened this year was pitiful. You can't lose 6 straight. I don't care if we have backups in there, right? We're supposed to have good coaching, right?
That's what everybody keeps saying.
We supposed, like you're supposed to be deep, like your backups got to be able to play too. You have to be able to beat the Steelers. Sorry, Shug. You got to be able to beat the Steelers. You got to be able to beat the Browns. Like you got to be able
sorry, man.
You got to be able to beat some of these teams, especially in these games that are close. We should have beaten the Packers. We should have been able to beat the Rams. Like, you got to be able to execute and beat these teams if you want to be considered a serious team, right? Every year, EDC, who we always say we like EDC, he goes out there and makes these picks. We say we like John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, you can't trade, you can't get rid of him. You can't let him go. Another team will go pick him up. Well, in the offseason, EDC got to prove that in EDC we trust moniker. He's got to be able to go out there and fill this roster of guys that can show, hey, we can, like somebody goes down, the next person can step up. And Justin P said he's just talking trash. I know we understand. We understand. And appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you. But Harbaugh's got to be able to show that, hey, I am a good coach, and when my star player goes down, I can make it work for a handful of games. We need one more win to get to the playoffs.
Next man up is Baltimore's thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loved it when Lamar wears that shirt that says "Nobody cares, work harder," but y'all don't like it when you had to work harder and you couldn't do it.
Shay says, "Here we go. You disrespect me so much." Justin says the Bengals will finish 3rd or 4th again. Watch. It's a Brooklyn alarm clock is right twice a day. They are getting better though,
bro. But this ain't the NFC East where they won it at 7-9. They are in the Super Bowl.
Listen,
they beat the top 2 seeds in the AFC on the road to get to the Super Bowl.
Listen, man,
they're not a fluke.
Listen. I'm a Ravens fan. God knows I would love for that to be true. I would love for it just to be a fluke and we can all just laugh at this and say, you remember that time they lucked their way into the Super Bowl and now they're trash again? No, Jamar Chase ain't going nowhere.
Jamar Chase is going to put another 300 yards on y'all next season.
Look, you must look prepare for that. We just got to be able to answer back. That's my whole thing. We can beat them, right? No doubt. We can beat them. It doesn't take that much. That's why I get on them as much as I do. Fix the O-line. Get Lamar another legit weapon. And yes, we can win. We can win it all. Lamar just needs a little bit more. Give it to him. Give him some time in the pocket. Stop running him as much. Use your actual running backs, right? And yes, go out there and get him a true number 1. Yes, we all know. Look, AB comes with bags and all that stuff, man. He also comes with a lot of talent, more talent than what we have on the team right now. right? So go out there and get that stuff. And yes, and I like Rashad Bateman's potential, right? I still like Hollywood, but those guys aren't AB. They're damn sure not Tyreek Hill. They're damn sure not Jamar Chase. They're not Cooper Kupp. Like I don't even know if we're able to get one of those guys. If somebody's available, try, be aggressive and try to get that guy, but at least get us a true number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need to at least get that. And if we're not getting that, these teams aren't getting worse. They're only getting better. They're only going to put a stronger O-line behind Joe Burrow or in front of Joe Burrow next year. Let's see. Tell Puppy says we don't need no sauce. Yeah, I ain't talking about no Sauce Gardner, man. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. A corner. What's a corner going to do for us? What's Sauce Gardner going to do against Jamar Chase? Oh, he'll give up 250 yards.
No touchdowns though.
No touchdowns.
Those will go to the other side.
Tell Puppy says, give me an O-line first round. Look. I don't know how you want to do it. It doesn't have to be in the draft. If you want to say we're going to spend all of our money fixing the O-line and bringing in a wide receiver, that's where we're going to go. And then we're just going to go young, go through the draft to work on a defense. Cool. Right? Cool. I don't really want to pay Bradley Bozeman. I think Ryan Jensen now is available since, it's looking like Tom Brady may retire. He hasn't officially said it, but if he retires, Ryan Jensen is definitely going to test the market. Pay Ryan Jensen, right? Pay Ryan Jensen. Go out, try to trade or sign a right tackle. And I'll feel very good about the O-line then. I still say you need to go out and get a guard, but Kevin Zeitlin's coming back, and maybe Ben Cleveland or whoever works out there. But if they did those two things, and then they said, now we're going to trade for a wide receiver. I don't know who's a possible wide receiver we can probably trade for,
Well, I mean, I don't know, but there's wide receivers in free agency.
Yeah,
Chris Godwin,
Godwin.
Mike Williams. You got what's his name? Allen Robinson.
Yeah,
you can probably swing a trade for Mike Thomas.
Yeah, so they did one of those things. If they did all three of those things, right? Get two good proven starting linemen, get a proven number one wide receiver before the draft. Do what you want to draft. In fact, what I would be saying at that point, what I would be saying is, we all like Kyle Hamilton. Trade up and get Kyle Hamilton, because that's another thing too. Even if we're talking about defense, stop staying where we're at. We always pick low because we're usually a good team, so we're picking lower. You can't get that generational talent unless you get lucky, by moving up. So we're at 14. What would it take to get Kyle Hamilton at say 8? Where do you guys think Kyle Hamilton will go? Right, like 7, 8 pick. What would it take to get him? How many? What would we have to give up? Okay, our 14th pick. We have a second round pick. We have 2 third rounds. We have 5 fourth rounds, right? And we have future picks. You want to give up a future pick, a second round pick, or a future first round pick to get this guy that's supposed to be a generational talent? Mm-hmm. Do it. I would say do it. You fixed the offense. Now go trade up and get somebody that's a generational talent on defense, right? Yeah. See, like we ain't all the way down on defense. We're just saying make offense a priority. That's my whole thing. Let's see. Darren says, do you guys still think it's weird what's going on with the Ravens front office? I still think more stuff might come out. I don't know. It's odd because they're supposed to do their press conference. They're supposed to be available to the media, I think, within 5 days after your season's over. So it does seem a little strange, like something's going on, more so than what we've heard. But everything's going to come out this week. They scheduled 3 press conferences, one tomorrow, one on Wednesday. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday? I think Wednesday
and Friday. And
then one on Friday. So we'll see, man. And honestly, I don't care. I think G-Ro's going to stay. But I just want the Lamar situation to be handled, right? Like, on one hand, just for Lamar's sake, I don't want Lamar to sign an extension, right? Because I want to make sure they treat him well. But as a fan, I would love to see them lock him up so I know he's going to be here long term. But
No.
if I was his agent, or if I was his, friend, family, loved one, whatever, I'd be like, yeah, don't extend until they show that they can really take care of you. Oh, Calvin Ridley. Everybody's saying Ridley. Yes. Darren says Ridley. Tough Puppy says Ridley. He says Ridley like 5 times in here. Gotcha. Calvin Ridley. Tough Puppy also says we could get Ben Jones from Tennessee if Jensen returns. Jones is a great run blocker. All right, I want some protection. I have Horace says hell no to Mike Thomas, and I've seen you put that in a comment before on one of our videos. Mike Thomas is a good wide receiver. I don't know what your beef is with Mike Thomas.
Well, I mean, diva, head case, blah blah blah, like whatever, man.
Yeah. Coyette Carter, thanks for coming through, says keep it up, guys. Great content, but do you think any of those top tier wide receiver free agents want to come here? I say no at the moment. Yes. Look, all these guys want to play with Lamar, right? Mm-hmm. Like all of them want to play with Lamar, and all of them want to get paid, right? Like it's not a matter of, oh well, I don't want to go there because they don't throw the ball enough. It's, do you have my money? And and if the answer is yes,
Allen Robinson signed to play in Chicago with Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
They will come to play with Lamar.
Yeah.
If you offer them the money.
Yeah. All right, a few more comments and let's get out of here. How long have you been streaming for? Oh no, it's been almost 2 hours. We're not supposed to be here this long, and we stopped talking about these games a long time ago. All right, thank you guys for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, and if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Jones a decent pass blocker too. Okay, man. Look, I want good pass blocking. How come they can't get to Lamar, and when they don't get to Lamar, he's running for 20 yards, right? Lamar would be a far more dangerous runner if you didn't design these runs, especially these power runs. It really burns me up every time I see it. If you didn't design these runs every other play for Lamar, and you just drop back the pass, and they have to actually cover the wide receivers. They can't just stack the box. They have to really account for these wide receivers that are running free, and then he can just run when he sees open lanes. Mm-hmm. That would make these coordinators pull their hair out, because you can't scheme for that. Like, if we were playing the Bengals in the AFC Championship game today, and they dropped 8 into coverage, they would have a long day.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. Okay, yeah, Justin P. Justin P was just like, yeah, we should do some collab at some point. Yeah, man. Look. That list is long. We are bad at scheduling these things. But yeah, absolutely. We'll do some collab one of these days, man, for sure. We'll make it work. I have Horace says Thomas lost his spot to a rookie. Ask any New Orleans fan if they want Thomas back. He didn't lose his spot to a rookie. He's been what rookie? Who are you talking about? He didn't lose his spot to a rookie. He's been out all year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? We'll ask a Saints fan. Fair enough. We'll ask a Saints fan. Okay.
Yeah, Justin, you still here?
Yeah. All right. Tough Puffy says Lamar is more dangerous as a scrambler. Just look at Tennessee game last year. Yeah, that wasn't a design run, and that's how we won that game. Noah says finally Jose said what I've been thinking. Which part? Yo, we say a lot of things on here. CI Addict says hit that like button, y'all. Yes, hit that like button. Appreciate it. Big Reg says give up 3 4th-round picks, 2 3rd, and Marquise Brown for the 6th pick in the draft, and keep 14 spot as well. Ooh, it's gonna take more than that to get the.
They won't. You're not getting it without giving up that 14th spot. But if you could talk him into it, absolutely. But just to remind y'all who Michael Thomas is. Before we move on real quick, these are, he's been hurt the last 2 years, right? He missed all of this season. He missed, looks like 9 games last year. But the 4 years before that, the 4 years to start his career, 1,137 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1,245 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1,405 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1,725 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's who Mike Thomas is.
Yeah. And yeah, Darren, I see you. Darren says, you guys got to admit Julio Jones didn't work out. No, he was hurt a lot too. He was hurt a lot for sure. But I don't think they looked at him as a regular season guy. They wanted him for the postseason. You know.
But on the flip side of that, you have to admit that Rashad Bateman didn't work out.
Yes.
Because that's what it was, right? It was, we don't need Julio. We've got Hollywood, and we drafted Bateman, and okay, that didn't work. Tennessee was the 1 seed, and y'all missed the playoffs.
that's a fair point. But what I was going to ask Horace, man, while we continue this debate, before we go further in this debate, what are your thoughts on James Prochet? Like we have to do this litmus test with everybody now. When we start talking about because and it's not just you, Horace, but we get a lot of people that come through here, and you see people on Twitter that say, "Don't want Mike Thomas, don't want AB. We don't need that guy. Oh, don't want this guy. He's injury prone. Oh, this guy, yeah, he's okay, but he's gonna cost too much. We don't want that guy, right?" We're poo-pooing all these proven top wide receivers, but we look at Prochet like, man, Prochet, listen,
he gonna be in that chat like ... I am James Prochet.
I've heard people say Prochet has the highest catch rate on the team. My man has like 23 targets for his career. Like,
yeah, he's played 2 seasons. He has a little over 200 yards and no touchdowns.
That highest catch rate that he has right there is why he's still on the team. Right? Not why he should get more snaps. That's the reason why he's still on the team. It's like, well, we didn't throw it to him a lot, but he did catch him. So I guess we can keep him. Because he doesn't even do special teams well. Darren said he doesn't know about that. I don't know about all that, B. I don't know about all that. Okay? Right?
You don't know?
but that's the thing. But that's the thing when we're talking about injuries, right? Like, you can't account for injuries. Julio Jones, we say injury prone, like the last 2 years he's been hurt. But prior to that, he's been fine. He hasn't missed that many games. Like, he hasn't been any more injury prone than anybody else. But I understand if you're concerned. He's older. You don't know how much left that he has. But if they're both healthy, I think Julio Jones is still a better player than Rashad Bateman. And will Rashad Bateman, turn out to be a better player down the road? Maybe, but we're trying to win now, man.
Rashad Bateman in 12 games had 515 yards and 1 touchdown. And Julio in 10 games had 434 yards and 1 touchdown. So if Julio didn't work out,
then Bateman didn't work out.
Rashad didn't work out.
Yeah. And Justin P says Bateman was banged up as well. Come on, Brodny. But that's our point. That's the point.
Yeah, well, okay, but don't try to make the argument about Julio Jones being hurt when the guy you're comparing him to was hurt. Injuries
are injuries. Hurt is hurt.
Like, come on, man.
See, I caught you, Taurus. He says, bro, he definitely had the highest catch percentage.
That means
I got him. I got him. I knew it. He dropped 4 balls on the season. Stop. He had what? Pull up his targets.
He had 20 targets on the season.
20 targets. That's you can't. That's not a big enough sample size. Some wide receivers get that in a game.
Hey, guess what? His catch percentage last year was 33%.
Hey, and because he had what, 3 targets?
He had 3 targets. He caught 1 of them.
23
and I believe the other 2 were interceptions.
23 targets in 2 years. He's not a factor. So you're saying we don't need these guys because Prochet, this guy who's had 23 targets in 2 years and just over 200 receiving yards and no touchdowns for his career, is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys talking about? What are we doing? Yo, Julio Jones, gimped up Julio Jones has double his production this season in 12 games than this man has had in 2 years of playing football. We're not having this discussion, okay? I caught you, Taurus. I got you, okay?
If y'all want to give if y'all want to give up one of them 4th-round picks, Carolina got Brandon Zylstra for you. 25 targets, 18 catches, 250 yards, and a touchdown this year. That's 2 Proches for you.
I see what's going on. He says he works at SMU. Proche is legit. Okay. It's all coming together. And it Shug with another donation. He says, Brodny, who hurt you today? You woke up and chose violence today, huh?
I'm not even doing anything.
Man, I'm not doing anything. Man, y'all getting this caught up. Look, we've been streaming for way too long these last couple of weeks, man. I don't appreciate it. I appreciate it, but I don't appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us because there's still 50 people in here. I don't know why you still up. It's almost midnight. We got to work tomorrow. All right. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys are on the East Coast, but it is freezing over here. And cold makes me angry. But no, seriously, thank you for hanging out with us, man. Hit that like button on your way out. We'll read a few more comments and we'll get up out of here because, yeah, look, it's going to be cold tomorrow. It's Monday, and we got to see John Harbaugh's face sit there and lie to us in his press conference. All right. Depending on what he says, we might stream or we might just wait until Wednesday because there's going to be another press conference on Wednesday introducing the new defensive coordinator. So we can talk about that then. And then Friday, most likely we're going to have to stream on Friday because I feel like something's going to happen either before or on Friday, and DaCosta's going to talk about it. So you'll be hearing from us some more this week. Yeah, look, see, Iron Addict says Proche is Edelman. I don't even think he's as good as Edelman. But look,
he's nowhere near as good as
people keep saying because he's not getting the targets, he's not getting the opportunity. But again, look, just being fair with you guys, maybe that's the case. But Ravens fans are doing way too much projection. This guy could be this with this. This guy could be this with this. None of these guys are proving that they are the man. None of them are proving that, hey, look, you could say with better play calling, with more opportunities, Bateman could be better. But Bateman got a lot of targets this year. He's played in enough games to have more than 500 yards and a touchdown. Right, like he with the little bit of targets that he's gotten, not even a little bit, with the amount of targets that he's gotten, because he's gotten about 7 targets per game, or 6 targets per game, something like that. Yeah, you can do a lot with that. You could show a whole lot with that. He could have shown more than what he showed. Right, make these guys prove it is all I'm saying. Like if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you can't have a team full of ifs and what ifs and maybe, and if this was different and all this stuff. Like you can't have that. You got to have guys that can get it done.
Because again, the guy you're talking about couldn't take snaps off of Miles Boykin, Willie Snead, Sammy Watkins, and Devin Duvernay. Like these are the dudes who kept him on the bench.
Yeah, he says that the disrespect for Proche is wild. I think it's not
disrespect. It's telling you what he is.
Like we don't like people think we hate Proche. We don't hate Proche, but man, dude, like what other team is going to sit here and fight for, look, our man Mikey from Off the Record, he said it. He's like, I hope Proche understands how much he's loved in Baltimore. Like he'll never be loved like this anywhere else. And that's true because ain't nobody going to think about a guy who doesn't even play special teams, is not getting that many snaps, not getting that many targets. They be wondering, why is he still on the team? What purpose does he serve?
Because hey, you know what I just found? I just found y'all's boy Chris Moore, current Houston Texan. He caught 21 of 22 targets for 227 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. Y'all want him back?
So much higher catch percentage, and he plays special teams.
More touchdowns and play special teams. And he did that with Davis Mills III for most of the season.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want him back. I kind of want him back.
Like, y'all want Chris Moore back, or do you realize that those are garbage stats that don't mean anything when you're talking about somebody else?
Now that you mentioned it, I kind of want Chris Moore back. You
don't want Chris Moore back. You don't want Chris Moore back. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at other teams' wide receivers who have similar production, you can recognize that doesn't mean anything. That is nothing. But when it's James Proche, oh man, that's just, if you project it out, he's actually a 1,400-yard receiver. Man, stop it.
Yeah. Justin P says we have to develop our wide receivers. Yeah, you can do that while bringing in good wide receivers. Like, okay, do we think we can win a Super Bowl or not? That's what it comes down to. Do you want to win a Super Bowl, or do you want to just develop your team so we can win a Super Bowl later?
Let me ask you something. Why do you have to develop your receivers? Why did Cincinnati say we have to develop Alden Tate, or did they say let's draft Jamar Chase because he's better? Well, why do you have to develop your receivers?
They said let's draft T. Higgins, and now let's go get Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
right.
So that's my question. Why do you have to develop your receivers? They're not good enough. Why do you have to develop them? Get better ones.
Yeah, Deebo Samuels
This ain't the D League, man.
Deebo Samuels came in the same year as Hollywood. He don't look like he needs to develop anymore.
Nah.
He looks like he just gets it. Scary Terry, McLaurin. He didn't have to develop, and he's had nothing but bad quarterbacks to play with. He looks like he just gets it. Can we just get a guy that just gets it?
Yeah.
Hell, at this point, offense or defense. Can we get just one guy just like, man, he don't need no coach. He's good. He's good to go. Brandon Butt says, y'all still live? Damn. You know what? We're going to end it right here with that comment.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. Thank you for saving us. And Zico Kage is here. Zico Kage. He says, my brothers, what's going on, LBHT?
What's up, Zeke?
Man, Zeke's got you want to talk about top five greatest YouTube profile names right there. Zico Kage. All right. That's a dope name right there. Let's see. Just says we took Bateman in Hollywood in the first round, 2 out of 3 drafts. Yeah, we got it wrong.
Listen, I won't say you got it wrong on Bateman yet. You absolutely got it wrong on Hollywood.
Look, this goes back
that's not even debatable.
This goes back to my previous question. I don't know how many of you answered it, but I asked, what's the risk in giving up our next 5 first round picks to get some proven talent? What's the risk? Right? We miss out on Hollywood. We miss out on Patrick Queen. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the risk here? We miss out on Owe. Look, give me Von Miller over Owe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll end it there. Leave it in the comment. Okay. Not yet. Marquise had a solid year.
Solid. What do you mean not yet? No, I'm saying it's not debatable because there are 5 other receivers out of that class who are better than him right now.
Gets better each season where he says, listen, man, listen. I get it. He's on your team. You want to ride for him. You don't think he's better anywhere near close to any of these wide receivers that are still playing in the playoffs or that are playing today, right? He's not Deebo Samuel, not even close. He's not Cooper Kupp. He's not Odell. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not T. Higgins. He's not any of those guys. He's not even close to it. So, I mean, look, we have him and we got to root for him and we can hope that he does better, but he's not that right now. You could say maybe he develops into that, but unless you're talking about this year coming up, because those guys ain't going anywhere, right? Like those guys are going to be there next year too. And we got to play some of these people. Mm-hmm. Do we have the firepower to go, blow for blow if need be? Are we going to be able to keep up with these teams? That's what you got to ask yourself. So, all right, y'all. We are out of here. Unless there's something, y'all are the top show on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate you, Zico Kage. Not planning on streaming tomorrow, but if there's something drastic, if G-Ro gets fired, we'll be here. But other than that, we'll be here Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. We'll have a lot to talk about because Harbaugh is going to talk tomorrow, and then the new defensive coordinator is going to talk on Wednesday. So we will talk all that on the Wednesday show. Hollywood is barely Mecole Hardman. Yes. Bengals have Boyd, old AJ Green, Tate, and Erickson. They kept Boyd as a number 3, Tate as a reserve, dumped other 2, went out and drafted Higgins and Chase. Yes. Yeah. But that's it. All right. That's it. We're out of here. Wednesday. Make sure y'all show up. Thanks for hanging out this long. It's almost right on midnight. So get some rest. Get ready for tomorrow's press conference. And we'll be back here on Wednesday to talk about it. B, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're out of here, y'all. Peace out.